Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Senatrice Petitclerc.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks for all of you for being here today and for your presentations. They're very informative and they help us very much.
For you, Mr. Colbert, because you did at the end of your presentation, you did say we need more research. And so I want to hear you about that, because it seems that from what we hear, there is a lack of data at many levels. But then on the other side, a bit of a, if I may say so, a positive side effect of legalization will be that we will be in a better setup to collect that data and information. So I want to hear you about, is that correct? Am I correct to say that this will give you the opportunity to have baseline and future data in order to do research? And what would that look like? Do you feel that in terms of funding, organization, do you feel that for example, $10 million that's been announced, will that be enough? And what kind of research are we talking about? What do we need?
So yes, a legal framework allows you to much more easily do the research that's required. A lot of the research that we have is out of the States. It's using poor quality cannabis. It's under very strictly controlled circumstances, so it's not the quality that we would like. Legalization in Canada will allow for an explosion of research. We need research all the way from bench research around the actual chemical makeup of cannabis to the psychoactive effects on the human body to the social, more the social studies side of research about human interaction with it. The whole range. $10 million that CIHR has earmarked is a good starting point. Throwing more money at that from the very beginning probably isn't going to be helpful, because then you need a rolling amount of research dollars so that you can build on that preliminary research. If you have too many people going off in too many directions, is not necessarily helpful. The funding that has been set aside for the Canadian Centre for Substance Use and Addiction and the Canadian Mental Health Commission is also very helpful too, because it's a different train of research. It's all required. It's a good start. There's always more room, but the ongoing commitment to funding that research is going to be crucial.
Merci beaucoup.
Do you want anybody else to respond?
Yes, if anybody else, yeah, of course.
All right, Toronto Public Health, I think, wants to respond on the screen.
Yes,
Doctor?
Yes,
if I may, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to add that over and above research, I think what's important as well are evaluation campaigns of the efforts that are underway, right? Whether we're talking about the public education campaigns, messaging campaigns, understanding around drug-impaired driving, some of the comments I made in my remarks. I think there are important opportunities for evaluation efforts as well, over and above the types of research that Mr. Colbert described.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay. Anybody else?
A quick comment. I think it's very important to have baseline data. That way we can really evaluate the impact on health and on the security of Canadians. This is key. And we're writing history right now. And this is the time to define the baseline data that will allow us to evaluate what impact legalization will have. Moreover, legislators are responsible for the choice of public policy in terms of whether they'll be more severe or not. This will also create opportunities to amend the law, to make adjustments. So we need baseline information to evaluate the impact on public health. Thank you.
For a little one, you got half a minute.
Dans ce cas-là, je vais continuer là-dessus.
I'll continue on this. These baseline evaluations, you're talking about what has to be done right now. And to the best of your knowledge, are we doing this now? I think there is work being done. People are thinking about this. But is it a concerted effort across Canada, involving the provinces as well? Because they're also involved and they're making their own legislation. So we need a common language, a common understanding of this, and we need shared information on the topic.
Canadian Public Health Association has been funded by Health Canada. We're doing consultations. We just wrapped up 23 consultations from Rankin Inlet to St. John's to Vancouver, talking to health, social services, medical providers about their knowledge, their attitudes, their awareness of treatment facilities. So that kind of baseline data is being done. The surveillance that we've talked about, there's a number of different tools that are out there. The granularity of data is always the challenge in national surveys, and so it is always public health's cry. We need to do surveillance better, and we need to be doing that now.
Okay, I need to move on. The next senator.